Doyen here too. Like Tolu is a doyen of the diplomatic corps. So this one is the doyen of accounting. Page 3 and 6, 8 rather, is where you get that story from. And on page 12, corruption, biggest hindrance to Nigeria's democratic development. That is coming from a global report. That corruption is the biggest hindrance to Nigeria's democratic development. That is on page 12. We know that we need to get rid of corruption from our systems in every facet of the economy. And on page 4 and 5, court reminds jealous lover for killing girlfriend. Court reminds jealous lover for killing girlfriend. Sometimes when I hear these stories, the first that comes to mind, is it by force? You know, you were sharing a story yesterday when we were at the office.
Yes.
Before you got married and all that. So,
it's an emotional issue. And some people don't have control over their emotions. They do things out of control. Before they realize things would have been destroyed, you know. So it's always good to have control over your emotions. So when you are going haywire, you quickly control yourself and either leave the scene or just walk away so that you don't destroy or kill somebody.
Yeah, anger management is really, really key, especially in this situation where we have in this country. Everybody is on a default anger setting. That is just because everybody is angry. There's no money. Things are not going well. So we just have to control our emotions. And lastly, on page 8, 2.9 billion naira fraud. Jonathan's godson, 2 others jailed 6 years. Jonathan's godson, 2 others jailed 6 years over the 2.9 billion naira fraud. That's all I have from the Punch newspaper this morning.
All right, I have the Nigerian Tribune. Presidency. UAE lifts visa ban on Nigerians after Tinubu's intervention. Emirates, Etihad Airlines to resume flights. Emirati government silent on agreement. You can read this story on page 4. Nominations open for 2023 Obafemi Awolowo Leadership Prize. You can read that on page 2. FG to increase education funding by 25%. That's from Minister. Target 4 years to end out-of-school children syndrome. You can read that story on page 17. FG orders probe prosecution of killers of Federal University of Ekiti, Oye female student. You can read the story on page 28. Court orders Ogun government to maintain status quo on Daniel's property. Demolition not politically motivated. That's from Abiodun. You can read the full story on page 4. Zenith Bank defiles odd with triple-digit surge in HI 2023. The full story is on page 7. UBA Foundation launches 2023 National Essay Competition. Story is on page 7. Obasanjo, Atiku, Sanwo-Olu, Abiodun, others mourn as Akintola Williams dies at 104. You can read about that on page 5. And the picture of Akintola Williams is on the front page. As of from the Nigerian Tribune.
Okay.
Should I read this sideline?
I guess we get to that later. Let me take the Vanguard first before we get there. Okay. I'll start. I have made the Vanguard newspaper, so I'll start with page 13, and which says that brain drain. Some departments in teaching hospitals shutting down. That is coming from the Medical and Dental Association of Nigeria. That are raising alarm that a lot of departments in our medical hospital or teaching hospitals are shutting down because people are moving out of this country. And I know we've talked about this issue before. When people are not comfortable, from the banking sector, people are moving out. From the medical sector, people are moving out. From even the technology, IT sector, people are moving out. Every sector of the economy, people just want to leave the country
And
get
go to
a
where
better-
they are being appreciated.
Yes, there's value for work. Value for work. That is the major thing. Value for work. Yeah, you put in the shift 8 to 5 daily, and you end up with a pay that cannot sustain you for 1 week. But you know, when you leave the country, it's supposedly that you'll be treated better. So people move, and this association that are raising the alarm. That is the medical and dental association raising this alarm. Really scared of what befalls us as a country in the nearest future. So we just hope that things get better. Our president have told us that things will definitely get better. That is just the meantime. So let's keep praying. Let's keep hoping. But if you have the opportunity to jackpot, I won't mind. So that story is on page 13. If you're interested in that, that is on the Vanguard newspaper this morning. And on page 9, federal government won't introduce new taxes. That is coming from the Presidential Committee. The federal government won't introduce new taxes. That is on page 9. And on page 8, foreign rescuers join Morocco quake raise as told death toll hit 2,862. So a lot of people are still evacuating, people trying to look for any dead bodies around there. The major story, the headline on the Vanguard newspaper, is federalism at grassroots. 17 states run 323 local government areas with caretaker committees. 70 states in Nigeria run 323 local government areas with caretaker committees. So that is on page 5. On page 5, we have that one. Practice breaches Section 7 of the Constitution. Anambra, Imo, Borno orders emerge as worst states. Northeast worst hit with 91 of 111 LGAs affected. The Southeast follows with 65 of 95 LGA hits. Northwest emerges best with 149 of 186 LGAs under democracy. We have peculiar circumstances in the country. That is coming from the NULGE. Aggrieved councils should go to court. That one coming in also. Imo will hold local government polls this year. Also, Dima saying that governors carried out coups against LGA. That's Agbakoba saying that. And democracy not working at LGAs. That is Akane saying that one. All those stories are on page 5 of the Vanguard newspaper this morning. The issue of UAE lifting visa ban on Nigeria, Emirates, Etihad to resume flight operations. That story is on page 9. And on page 8, UBA Foundation launches 2023 National Essay Competition. For those who are good in essay, you can go into that writers. That is on page 8. And on page 9 also, funding. Federal government will grant varsities full autonomy. That is coming from Minister. The federal government will grant varsities full autonomy is on page 9. And on page 10, the Datcam Plaza demolition. No one is above the law in Ogun. That is coming from Abiodun. No one is above the law in Ogun, coming from Abiodun. Then the Doyen of Accounting, Akintola Williams, dies at 104, is on page 7. I guess that's all we have from the Vanguard. Yeah. Also, Ndidi showed that Eagles will qualify for 2026 World Cup. So that's all we have from the news, the newspapers this morning. You wanted to read
the sidelines. Okay, it says pigeons reportedly caused horrendous 15,000 euro worth of damage on a 2-bedroom house in East London after tenants accidentally left patio door ajar. One wonders why pigeons that are associated with peace have suddenly become messy birds this time. Your reaction?
Pigeons. I won't want to react too much because, you know, in the Western world, the animals are treated well, unlike where here in our country, most time we kill them to eat.
But what we are saying is actually associated with peace. So why has it suddenly become a messy bird that destroys worth of 15,000 euro property
And when you
in
went
an
there,
apartment?
you know, when if it was what if it happens here, they won't go scot free. But now, with what has happened there, nothing will happen to the animals, even with the destruction that they have caused. Nothing will happen to them.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
they would have resumed to the pot.
Yes, definitely. Okay. Quickly, we have. We know it's a rainy season, and a lot of people are drenched. People are cold. So we have a new segment with for us on the program, the fitness segment, and we have to do a little bit of exercise for the next few minutes. Then we give it to Pastor Solomon to give us words of wisdom, and we'll be back to continue the conversation. Stay with us and go nowhere.
I welcome you to the morning body fitness section of Morning Delight. Here this morning, we'll be taking up some few exercises, keep the body running, giving you some few exercises that can make you be healthy and keep you fit. Join me on this ground. I remain your humble instructor, God's Power. Let's go on this section, and I know you will enjoy it even at the end of it. Thank you. Let's go. Follow me as I take them one after the other. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, I can see you doing it. Make sure you are shaking the body. Make the body, rub the body. Yes, because this helps you to keep fit. And it's what we need as individuals daily. 1, 3, 2, 1, 0. Backward. Backward. 3, 2, 1, 0. Sideways. Go. You are doing it. Yes, I can see. Yes, you're doing it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Easy now. Bounce, bounce, bounce. Yes, bounce, bounce, bounce. Now you'll be having this. We have to eye our nails, bend each ways. Yes, in the next 20 seconds. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and easy, easy, easy. Hands on your waist. Let's go. 1. You're doing 3. Go. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Easy now. Easy now. I can see you are enjoying it. So now we'll be taking some few jumping jacks to help you keep your body going. Exercise cannot kill you, but it only make you and keep you going. So we'll be taking this. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. And easy, easy. This is how far we can go for today. We don't have more time, but I know you enjoy what you have done. The body will tell you thank you. As you stretch it out, you really run the bodies. The joint has warmed up. They are all fine. And it is this time we have to go. As we'll join back to the studio section with the Morning Delight crew. See you next time.
Good morning, Jesus. Good morning, Lord. I know you come from heavenly labo. The Holy Spirit is on the throne. Good morning, Jesus. Good morning. Hey, one of my daughters is laughing. He's laughing at me here. Good morning, oh my children, and everyone that is watching me. God will bless you. Both on Facebook and you are watching me on television, you are watching me online. God will bless you in Jesus' name. How was your night? Oh, I hope this Tuesday your night was splendid. Because my night was, you see, my night was splendid. My name is Barcelona. In case you are watching me for the first time, I'm seeing you for the first time too. Today is Tuesday, the 12th day in the month of September. You see that September is expiring gradually to the glory of God. Then this is the word of wisdom I have for you. Sometimes we can only find our true direction when we let the wind of change carry us. Sometimes we can only find our true direction when we let the wind of change carry us. Most of us, our problem is change. Some of you cannot adapt with change. Some of you don't even want change. You don't want change. Meanwhile, the change that you are running away from might even take you to your right direction. Might take you to your right, might blow you and carry you to the right path. The wind of change might blow you and carry you to that particular thing that your heart desire. That wind of change might even carry you. Some of you don't want to leave Lagos. Everybody wants to be Lagosian. Meanwhile, your fortune is in Kano. Oh, my Duguri, you see? But when they ask you to go, you will not want to go. Some of you went on our copper. When you are being posted to somewhere, maybe you have been posted to a particular place, you will write a letter of redeployment. Meanwhile, that is where God wants you to be. You see? You don't want to adapt to change. Sometimes we can only find our true direction if you allow the wind of change to carry you. You see? Maybe you are in a particular place and you are not comfortable. I want you to pray and ask God whether is that is where whether that is where God wants you to be. You see? Some of you should be a marketer, but you want to be a lawyer. Some of you should be a cobbler, but you want to be a doctor. You see? When the wind of change carry you to that particular place, you will decline. You see? That is the word of wisdom I have for you today, Tuesday, all my children. Sometimes we can only find our true direction when we let the wind of change to carry us. God will help you. And as you are adapting to change, make sure that the Bible is your watchword. Because the Bible is my watchword. Tomorrow we shall see so. I remember Solomon. Bye.
Thank you, Pastor Solomon, for that wonderful words of wisdom as usual. Thank you so much. Pastor Solomon will be here again tomorrow to give us another beautiful piece by the grace of God. So right about now to the major conversation we have for you today. But before then, John is in the building. He has joined us. He was able to find his way with the rain and all that to join us. John, thank you for joining us this morning. We appreciate your comment. And also, we have our guest in the house, a wonderful young man. His name is Oladokun Oluwafemi. He is the CEO of ACE, that's All Care Events, and he's an event planner. He's here to talk to us on entrepreneurship and Nigerian economy. We know what is happening in the country as it stands. Things are tough. How does entrepreneurs thrive in this situation? Do we even have the opportunity to get better as entrepreneurs? Does the economy favor us? The situation that we're having in favor? So we are discussing entrepreneurship and Nigerian economy. Like I said, I have with us Oladokun Oluwafemi, the CEO of ACE. And ACE means All Care Event. He's an event planner. Good morning, Sir, thank you for
You're
joining
welcome,
us this morning.
sir.
Good morning once again, and thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure to have you join us. Before I continue, you can join the conversation with the number you've seen on your screen in case you have any question for him. And if you are watching through our social media platform, Facebook or YouTube, hit the like button, the share button. We'll be happy to have you join us this morning. So, Mr. Femi, quickly, for those of us who don't know anything, I want to ask, what is the meaning of an entrepreneur, or who is an entrepreneur?
Okay, I would rather say an entrepreneur is anybody that has deemed it fit to stand on his own when it comes to business, that has deemed it fit to face the challenges of owning a brand. You know, entrepreneur is not solely a sole proprietorship business or whatsoever, because most people join, but it is not everybody that survive it. One way or the other, some people fall along the line. So the main entrepreneurs are those who survive it. So we cannot classify everybody that has chosen a brand as an entrepreneur. Instead, we'll classify those that have chosen a brand and striving to make it work as an entrepreneur.
So automatically, if I start and I fail, I'm not an entrepreneur.
No, because part of the quality of an entrepreneur is being brave when it comes to business and standing firm to losses. But once you get discouraged in a loss and you fall and stop the business along that line, you might not be able to continue even in other business. So you are not an entrepreneur. And it's not everybody that is born to be an entrepreneur. Some people are to do 5 to 6 jobs, which is normal. And those set of people are those people that cannot face entrepreneurship challenges. So by so doing, we cannot refer to them as one.
All right. Before they take it up from here, I want to just continue on what you said. You talked about one quality of an entrepreneur. What are some of the other qualities that we need to know about who entrepreneur is?
The qualities are so much, and it varies on personnel and type of job. But I would say the general quality that makes you a good entrepreneur is, one, ability to face challenges, ability to face the risk. In school, then they will tell you ability to face the risks. It's not just risks. There are risks that are foldable, and there are risks that you are going to face it. So ability to face challenges, abilities to rise when you fall, because there is no, if you go and ask, okay, I usually tell people that the difference between a poor man and a rich man is not that anybody is born rich. It's just the ability to rise when you fall and ability to keep standing up when you fall and not allow the mud to roll you down. That's the only difference. And if I want to buttress that word, I will say, oftentimes, many people fail because they feel they have excuses. Meanwhile, if you ask 1,000 successful personnel how they were able to make it, they will tell you the challenges and obstacles they were able to overcome. And if you ask the same 1,000 people that has failed why they failed, they will give you excuses why they failed. So entrepreneur, part of the attributes of being an entrepreneur is ability to rise when you fall, because there is no smooth journey in entrepreneurship. Ability to fall when you rise, then ability to manage funds, having structure. Most people, part of what makes them fall in entrepreneur is because they felt every money coming into their business belongs to them, not taking a business as an entity on its own. So by so doing, they spend all of the fund, and tomorrow they will tell you that, oh, the challenges we are facing is more than the income that is coming in, which is not true. If you ask them, okay, now that you stopped the business, what is happening to the challenges? Has it reduced? No. But one way or the other, you've been able to manage the challenges in absentia of the business. So ability to rise, have a structure, believing that your business is an entity just as you're an entity, and ensuring that you do proper marketing. You will see business owners going to their WhatsApp status. Okay, in marketing, we have different means of marketing, but the most productive means is through personal selling. And today, personal selling has been moved to WhatsApp status. And you meet people that are entrepreneurs posting memes on WhatsApp, and they want their business to grow. So marketing, ability to face the risk, and ensure, put courage in your mind that you want to win. if you put fear in your mind at start, you are not an entrepreneur, like I was saying at early stage.
Okay. So thank you very much for telling us the difference between entrepreneurs and sole proprietors. All right. So you agree with me that most Nigerians want to wake up in the morning, get their suit on, dash to the office, I'm working in the bank, I'm working in an office, rather than having their own business. So what actually motivated you to create your own business, being an event planner? Because I know most people would love to work in an office, as in they want to be employed. So what motivated you to create your own business?
I won't start from scratch. Me too, I've always been a corporate person for a long time, for a very long time. In fact, today I would say I never knew I would become an entrepreneur because I'm a person that, and I work in multinational, I don't work in small organization, I work in multinational organization. But what motivates me into starting is, if I want to rightly say, I will say I am into events, but I don't like parties. I don't go to parties. It's actually very surprising to many people. But the little party I attend, when I discover that things, before you could become an entrepreneur, you need to discover that there is a problem.
Yeah.
So it is when I discover that, no, these people can, I'm a manager. So you can manage this event well. The little party I go to, I discover that before you know it, they will say meat is finished. Before you know it, they will say this is finished. And sometimes they're odd things. So I sat down one day and thought of it that, why? And I believe I can do better. So was why I strike into events. And going into events, I begin to love it, because all of the events at which I manage, I discovered that it has been recorded success. And when people appraise you of your services, you want to do more. You would not want to leave the business. So that is how I venture into it. And peradventure, I have to resign and face events as you. And to the glory of God, today God has been faithful. And today, God has put the brand in some positions.
Okay, before the next question, that would have been the first question I would have asked before her. But now you have put me really on the line, and which is you discovered yourself. And at the same time, her entrepreneurs, are they born? Are they made? Now you're discovering yourself. How do you develop on that passion? Do you learn from somebody? Do you just go into it because you have that passion for it?
I would rightly say, in fact, I would say I appreciate the question first. Some people will say, you are born to be an entrepreneur, nobody is born to be anything. Thank God I'm in a station where I can talk a little about God. The reason why God did not create us a robot is because he wants us to use our brain to think. Like I said earlier, I discovered there was a problem, and I knew I can fit in to fix the problem. So I started. But many people will see problem, they know they can solve it. Fear limits their move. And to the glory of God, going deep into your question, I did not learn event from anywhere. Nobody can boastfully come out now that it was the one that taught me event. And I'm an author for a leading book in event industry. And I occupy about 4 positions in event industry, different associations. And I did not learn it anyway. So I have enough reason to fail if I wanted to fail when I was going into it, because it's actually a business that my family members did not support, because they like where I worked before, the multinational organization I worked before. But if I want to, I have 1,001 reasons to fail. But because of determination and ability to prove people wrong, that it is not, your opinion really does not matter. You depend what you want. You decide what you want. Everybody's opinion, the world can be against whatever you want to do. If you discover that this thing, it goes with the power of God, will of God supports it, and you know that you can face it. Face it and don't wait for everybody to come and encourage you. I don't wait for too much encouragement. I encourage myself. And to the glory of God, encouraging myself has helped me to build a strong brand. So nobody is born to be an entrepreneur. instead, we check our immediate environment and see the vacuum at which we can fill. By so doing, making it a business. Every skill, every hobby, every interest is a business. There are some people that read for a living, and they earn their money. It was when I was about to launch my book, that I discovered that the person that ought to help proofread said he's going to collect a particular amount. I thought it was free. He said, no, they pay. So you just look around you and check for problems that people are facing and you know you can solve. Then you gain a job. And by so doing, sit down, put a structure in place, write a business plan, then follow those structure, ensuring that you are not moving out of the structure. Then you will have a success story tomorrow.
Okay, looking at the economy of this country, you know, it's not about giving an excuse. We all know that it's not always favorable to entrepreneurs. You know, the road, we have power issue in my area now. For like 4 days, we do not have light, and I pity those that do operate all this and frozen food. That yesterday I was just thinking about it. So I was like, this thing is not really encouraging, you know. So despite the economy and all that, tell us, how does it affect your business, or does it not affect your business?
Okay, I would say the major storm that is from the economy that has affected my business is just the COVID. Outside COVID, I would want to talk about people leveraging on economy affecting their business. In business as a whole, there's what we call controllable variables and uncontrollable variables. Okay. Controllable variables, those ones that you can control: your pricing, your structure, your management. You can control those ones. Okay. But for any business owner that wants to strive and have a niche, once the uncontrollable comes, which is the economy, comes, look for a way to adjust. There's no way it can be so tough that people will still not make it. Those people that are making it are people that know that, okay, yes, now at this point, there's nothing we can do. Bring up your structure, bring up your management, let's talk. How can we move from this place? But those people that leverage on economic factors, and by so doing, you know, they can easily open to everybody that, hey, there's no light, is why we're not moving, there's no this. True. For instance, we were talking about the frozen food personnel and all of those things. There's no light. She can move that frozen food. Instead of her running into loss, she can do fries with those same chicken or whatever she's been freezing in the fridge. She can do fries. That's another aspect of her business. And by so doing, sometimes God do some things for us to realize other opportunities. And but if you go to supermarket, you see smoked chicken. Some people prefer smoked chicken. Come up with an innovation that, okay, now I do fried chicken. Most of us in Lagos, let me say Lagos, we know what traffic says. Most of the married women cannot get home and go and cook again. And there is a shop or a store that there is a fried chicken. Instead of them going through the process of frying, they just go directly to your store. They never knew that it was a challenge that led you into this other one. Yeah. Then they come to your store and they start buying. Then they tell some other persons that, now that you just came from work, you've quickly I went to buy from. They're marketing you. Your business is moving, and you've got into another aspect of a business entirely. And even by the time your light is now stable, you will not want to leave that business because you've created a piece of the business.
Okay. From what you have said about the economy and using that as a leverage opportunities, you have from what you have said, if I'm correct, I stand to be corrected, that there are opportunities even with the economic situation we are having.
Very well.
Okay. Now, we know that one of those reasons why people don't tend to think the other way is the fact that they have fear in them. Yes. Because you have started as a frozen chicken person. You have planned yourself that I will make 1,000 from this whole bowl or something like that, and things are not working. And you are advising, for instance, saying, go into fries or something. That fear, as an entrepreneur, how do you deal with it? How do you come out of it?
That is why it is very important from the beginning, have a business plan and a structure. If you have a business plan and a structure, there's a part of it that is flexible. Like, let's take, for instance, when I wanted to start events, when I was working with the corporate body, I was doing it partially, but later I felt I want to go to it fully. The first thing I did before I resigned was to bring up a business plan. Then from the business plan, I gained the structure. At the time at which COVID was on, then it hit me, like I said, is an uncontrollable variable.
Yeah.
It was difficult for me to adjust because I cannot do party. Nobody does party. The next thing is I started looking at ways to diversify, which is online training. And it is because I have a business plan. From my business plan, I know that at this stage, if you've written a business plan and you give yourself a mandate that there would not be I don't want to have any excuse for me not attaining this level at this time. By the time you get struck or you have an issue with the economy, something will sit you down and you will strategize. But if you're a kind of person that is just doing the business for money's sake, you're just doing business because of money is coming up. That's why when things hit you, it will be difficult for you to gain your ground back. Why? Because you don't have plan B. You don't have other means, and there's no structure that you want to even go back to. So by so doing is why some people does not have time or does not sit down to think about what is the next step as at the time they get stopped.
Okay. I don't know if you have
Yes,
any.
I have a question. For every business, there must be an audience, customers, because if you don't have customers, so who do you want to sell your product to? So tell us, how did you gather your customer? How do you get customers? Because without them, there's no essence of having your home business. So how do you get your customers?
Okay. Okay, let me start with about 90% of the people that I've been doing business with, I don't know them. I would have said 95, but I don't want to exaggerate. You know, Commons theory states that business starts with your family and friends. But me, I choose to come out of Commons theory because I felt that there are bigger markets.
Okay.
Every market now sells online. And outside online, you know, online we have 419, we have dubious people, and so people are scared. So that's why everybody needs to build their negotiation skill to ensure that by the time someone comes for an inquiry, the level at which you are going to relate to the person, give the person's full confidence before we even go into business. Let's take, for instance, I am into events, and you come to my DM, oh, good afternoon, is this okay? Yes, this is okay. I have a wedding coming up at this stage. I don't just talk you with money. I don't just go directly into money. I create a relationship first, which is key. Some business owner will just do business. They want to go straight into business. As much as I want to do business, it is important to calm my guest, my client down, to make us come under the same level, so that by the time we start talking, I will start getting to prices. In case the price is too much for him or her, they'll be able to talk instead of them telling me I'll get back to you. Anybody can tell you I'll get back to you and they will not get back. There's no police or constitution that will arrest them on that. So by so doing, once you come, I bring you to WhatsApp. I don't allow us to talk on Instagram because I want you to keep seeing my job for reminder if in case the job is still far. They have come to you. They are going to other people. It's not just you. Nobody stop at your end. You've seen your baby. But bring them. The relationship at which you've created, others does not have that IQ to create it. They are going directly into business. So if a client is chatting you, you don't just be too formal. Try to cool the conversation so that by the time you get to money part, and your fee, she has seen cheaper one elsewhere. She will tell you, I've seen cheaper one. Okay, I've seen jobs that they've seen cheaper one, and still they will still go for mine. Why? Because I've created a relationship in the process of our conversation, and by so doing, they get stuck with me, and they want me to handle the job. Some will even send you invoice that some other vendors have sent to them. They'll send me just for me to be sure that they've seen cheaper ones. But because of the relationship I have created, is not wanting to make them go to any other place. Rather, they will rather discuss with me so that we'll see how we can reach a balancing point for me to still do the business.
Okay, we have less than 4 minutes. So quickly, you tell us about your book, the title of the book, what is it all about, and everything. What made you write that book?
Okay. The title is Building a Career Through Event Planning and Management. And the book is not just for event planner. Management part of it is a lot in that chapter. So at the moment, I have institutions that it is just that book that is their brochure for the year. So the book talks about events. If you have the book from scratch, you can plan and manage events, and you even have some IQ about decoration. And the book gives you manners in terms of dealing with business personnel and even vendors. The book helps you to secure jobs, and the book also helps you to get broader knowledge in event management and planning.
All right, we are out of time, but I would like to ask this quickly. I know John have something, but sorry. I want to just ask this. For those who be interested, maybe how we can get maybe your social media handle or something. Somebody want to get through to ACE Events Planning.
My WhatsApp number is 08136979734. My
You can take that again.
Instagram 08136979734. And my Instagram handle is OKS Events.
All Cares Events.
All Cares Events. Facebook, All Cares Events. Gmail, allcaresevent@gmail.com.
So it's all about All Cares Events. It's really nice talking to you this morning. Unfortunately, we are out of time. This is where we can actually drop the conversation. But we'll be happy to have you some other time. Join us on this program to discuss some other things. Thank you, Mr. Oluwafemi, for being part of the program this morning. And to the viewers at home, we have been speaking with Oladokun Oluwafemi, who is the CEO of ACE All Care Events, and is an event planner. He has done so well for himself, and he has written a book also. So you don't have to be discouraged with what we are having in the economy in the country. You can do well if you really put your mind to it. And in case you miss this episode, you can watch the repeat broadcast of this episode by 10 p.m. today. And also you can go to our social media platform and rewatch this episode either on Facebook, YouTube, Glorious Vision Television. Hit the like button and the share button. We'll be happy to have you join us. This is how far we can go on the program today. But by the grace of God, we bring you a fresh episode of this program by 9 a.m. tomorrow. Like I always say, no matter the situation, always know that God loves you, and so do we. Bye for now.